Hey guys, what is up? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Just realized that on the background. Yeah. So, anyways, welcome in.
My instinct was right.
Oh.
I'm gonna use my control.
Sorry, audio issues. Anyways, how's everybody doing today? So we got a few people talking before we got going here. Alex, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you as usual. And yes, Swoonsky, or Star Wars nerd, or whatever you're calling yourself these days. You get me with your breakfast, lunch, and dinner today, sir. So, how is everyone doing? We got some important stuff to talk about. First of all, let me get the TV in the background. Okay, now we're good. So anyways, we got a few things to discuss here. Pretty good, Alex. How we doing, man? Nice, nice. So first of all, let's talk about Star Wars Celebration. It was a headache for almost everyone. Yes, there will be. Yes, we're going to talk about everything tonight. So yeah, if you guys have not seen Shadow Lord, spoilers will be aplenty in this podcast, but we will get to that in a moment. First of all, before we get there, like I said, I'll let you guys know before we start getting to the Shadow Lord stuff. So then if you guys need to dip, totally understand. You guys want this surprise, trust me. So anyways, Star Wars Celebration, yes. Star Wars Celebration. It was a headache for most people. I'm sure you guys have seen the horror stories online of people waiting in queue for hours to have nothing happen whatsoever and get no tickets. VIPs were gone within 13 minutes. 4-day passes were gone within 25 to 28 minutes. And probably mostly scalpers. I mean, they made it a little too easy for scalpers. You could get up to 4 VIPs and 20 single-day ticket or 24-day passes. So that was kind of what happened there. A lot of people I knew weren't able to get them when they tried. So Oh, yes. No worries. I will let you know when we are getting ready to start the Shadow Lord discussion, just so you can be like, all right, I'm out. But then you can pop back and watch it later after you have watched the greatness that is Maul Shadow Lord. Yeah, the scalpers were pretty bad. Initially, they were getting VIPs up to like 10K before Disney finally stepped in and has taken down most of that stuff that was on like Vivid and like eBay. And Swoonsky, what do you not feel is a scam? Also, Maul was a scam too. But anyways, I waited in queue. I saw that stupid green little man that kept like popping on there, and I was on a Star Wars Sith stream. A bunch of people were on there at the same time trying to get their tickets. And I'm just like, oh God. So once those 4 days went, like there was my barriers. So I was like, okay, I don't have the like bankroll to be grabbing. I just had to get that up there real quick. Yeah. I don't have the bankroll to be dropping for like the Jedi pass. That's like $1,200. You cut in line and everything, but honestly, 90% of me wants to go to Celebration for that experience. The 50th anniversary. It's something big I can do with my family. So I was like super excited about it. So I waited in line. Once those VIPs went down in 13 minutes, then the 4 days went down. I'm like, okay, we're in trouble now. I think it was maybe 10 more minutes later, and then I got in. Quickly went in, grabbed 8 single days. So essentially Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for me and my wife. And then they still had 4 days for kids. So I got a 4-day for my daughter and got like 3 lanyards. I'm like, forget the merch because it was now going to cost an extra couple $100 to get the single day passes. And then, yeah, guys, I got Star Wars Celebration tickets. Don't know how it happened. I'm still not quite off of that high yet. I will be there at Star Wars Celebration for the 50th anniversary, guys. So we're doing big things on the channel. We're going to be like covering it. I'm going to show you guys every step of the way of me planning to go. You guys are going to be right there with me. I'm live streaming, from what I hear, not really the greatest thing in the world. I've been in enough cons to know conventions plus Wi-Fi, not the best thing in the world. But I will be putting up tons of videos every single day. Oh, thank you, Swinsky. Oh, so much better. I flipped off the computer. You guys can't see that, but Swinsky could hear it. But anyways, Swootsky, he'll be going out with us too. So he'll be on a lot of these videos. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff out there. Try to get out to Disneyland, get to Galaxy's Edge, try to see some of the cool stuff out there. Try to get to some panels. We could have like Maul Season 2 panels going on. We could have Jedi, whatever the third one's going to be, panels. I'm still geeking hard on this. Definitely going to try to grab some autos, even though they are more expensive. It's just a part of that. So I don't know if I'll ever go again. So I'm going to absolutely go crazy. And Swoonsky believes absolutely that everybody's going to be at Celebration. So Disney and and the Lucas Museum are going to be deserted. They're going to be just as busy, bud, if not more so, because when people aren't there, they're going to be there. And Willie, I knew he said he was doing something with the 50th. That would be absolutely sick. We'll all have to go hang out with him. Heck yeah. The freaking maker, guys. That's awesome. I didn't know this. Swoonsky. That is fantastic news, buddy. Appreciate you dropping that, man. Yeah, we are going to have to get a hold of him. We're going to have see if we can have a little sit down with Roger while we're out Celebration. That would be dope. Yes. Yeah, we need to figure out and make that happen, because how crazy for the 50th can you really get? 50th anniversary, you get to sit down and talk to the guy that created lightsabers. Absolutely the maker of the lightsabers. Created C-3PO and R2-D2's costumes and the interior of the Millennium Falcon. He is a one-of-a-kind dude, one of the coolest people ever. If you guys go check back, I have an interview, sat down with him, talked a bit about his Theory Saber collab that he did. Check out Swoonsky's also. He's spoke to him a few times. Awesome dude. Oh, let me see this real quick. This is a paragraph you gave me here, Swoonsky. You're probably not wrong. I know. Oh, you actually got one of the fathers? Oh, I remember you saying you were going to order one. What's it like, for one? Like, what's that glowing handle like? Because that was probably my favorite part of it. And the fact when he described to me, like, he has a narrative reason for all that kind of made it even cooler. Because he said essentially that's Vader pushing the Force into the handle, and it's glowing from, like, the Kyber crystals glowing from his, like, strength in the dark side. That was his reasoning. So pretty dope, like, thing that he had going on there with it. But yeah, coolest dude ever. Check out Swoonsky as well. He's interviewed him a few times. We've even had a podcast in the past where we had a watch along with him watching A New Hope. So that's definitely a fun one you should check out too. But yeah, so we're going to go out there. We're going to do a bunch of cool videos for you guys. And like I said, we're going to do a lot of planning stuff. You guys could do like what Swoonsky's doing. He's just like, you know what? Not dropping the money, the crazy prices on Celebration. But he's still going out there because there's still be a lot of cool stuff going on around Celebration too. And Disneyland especially, since it's just like, you know, Disney like World, it kind of spreads out a little bit. We'll have to get a vibe for how it is, because what is September is when it officially opens. Oh yeah, yeah. That's the best part too. Is he literally went for that design when Vader was holding a lightsaber. Like, he's like, oh, that's the specific design that he wanted to go for. That was one of the coolest parts too. Yeah, super cool dude. And also, if you watch my recent interview with him, won't say anything here, but he did kind of spill the beans on some other lightsabers he might be working on in the future. Heck yeah, dude. Swoonsky. So guys, also, in addition to checking out my Celebration stuff, check out Swoonsky doing some coverage at the grand opening of the Lucas Museum. Dude, I'm so happy for you, for one. That's dope. No, that's kind of like a bucket list item for you. Definitely going to be cool. You're going to be closer to George Lucas than I have ever been in my life. Yeah, that's such a dope feature, and I love that. Yeah, that's what he said in the interview was that's essentially like him bleeding the Kyber crystal every time he uses it. Like he's pushing more and more the dark side into it. That was his reasoning for doing it. And everybody in LA, keep an eye out for a low flying N1 starfighter on the LA Expressway. A dashing bearded individual might be flying it. But yeah, guys. So that is the big first news there. And also, if you check that little which way is it? This way? Yeah. Up here. That little QR code. I have a whole bunch of cool new celebration designs that I did. I did some May the 4th stuff too. Did a Maul shirt too. So if you guys want something cool for your Maul hype, got a cool Maul shirt up there. Did a couple kind of in-universe shirts for May the 4th, but then also dropped a bunch of Star Wars celebration type merch because that was a hard thing to get a hold of was celebration merch. A lot of people just like to collect it too, and you can't really get a hold of it any other way right now. Ooh. They are not. Swinsky, don't you own one? But yeah, guys, so that is the huge, amazing news. I can't believe it. Like I said, we'll be doing a ton of coverage over the course of the next year because it'll be in April. Got my hotel booked. Just got to get the flight plan now. And yeah, so that's the first big little piece there. Oh, hold on. We got something from Alex here. Oh, very nice. Dude, you should do it yourself. It's so much fun. Telling you. It's like nerdy this old house. I love weathering a lightsaber. I mean, that's how this one got the way it was. That's fully weathered by moi. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, I forgot you got to get that in there too. Nice. Xeno X3. I miss my Profi, dude. I do miss my Profi. I mean, no lie, the SN V4 Pro, not too bad. I dig it, but definitely miss my Profi. I just like how everything was like together. Not a bunch of gestures and stuff I gotta know. But yes, guys. So now, next part of the discussion. Anybody here who has not seen Maul Shadow Lord yet, we are about to do some big spoiler alerts. We're going to talk about the whole series right now with you guys. So if you haven't seen it, this is your opportunity to mute. I mean, keep it running, of course. But yeah. So yeah, I'll give you guys a little countdown here. Okay, so nope, didn't see your message, Swinsky. Didn't see it. Didn't see it at all. Okay, first of all, guys, just everybody here, what did you guys think of Maul Shadow Lord? Just general consensus. I just want to see what you guys thought of it. Like, what is your opinions? Not Swoonski's. His doesn't count. Unless you want to give me an honest opinion, Swoonski, and tell me it's F tier, because I know that's not how you feel. There you go. Make it easier. Let you guys have the chats up on the screen. Oh, God. Dude, that one stung so hard. Was seeing that poor little dude go down. Hey, Orlando, real quick. Welcome in, first of all. Second of all, we are talking Maul Shadow Lord. So have you seen it? We're going full spoiler, so don't want to ruin it for you, bud. I assume you have. I feel like you've definitely finished it. Why do you hate him so much? Thank you, Swoonski. See, yes, I agree with you. That really is probably one of the best things they have done in a very, very long time. Okay, great to hear. So, yeah, we're kind of just starting the discussion. So, we're just getting everybody's general consensus, how you guys feel about the show. And then we'll kind of maybe dig into maybe your highlights and stuff like that. Like, just overall, season 1, what are we feeling? Swoonski, good vibes, love it. I thought it was one of the best things that we've ever had in Star Wars. Easily the best TV show that we've had. And it was just, I don't think I could sit down and watch individual episodes anymore. I mean, maybe the last 2, which we'll get to. But that whole series is just, it's a big, long movie. You got to really kind of take it all in. Very nice. Oh, and just so you know, Alexandra, we are talking Maul now. So just so you know. Don't want to spoil anything for you. And Swoonski just really hates Guerrero. Poor little dude. He's not small, he's tall. Yeah, hands down. It was such an incredible show. Everything across the board, like voice acting, animation, story, everything was working on that show. Whitworth just deserves a freaking award. Like, dang. Swoonski's a little biased. Swoonski loves him some 03 wild, crazy Samurai Jack Clone Wars. Probably won't be, but probably just doing a short episode. Just want to talk about the series with you guys and everything. Kind of talk about the big news of me getting celebration tickets. And yeah, just kind of hang out with you guys. Haven't gotten to do too many videos, been just slammed with work. So wanted to hang out a little bit, talk some Star Wars, geek out a little bit with you guys. But yes, the animation was spot. Like the scene where they're fighting in the caves, like the way the waterfalls hit like lightsabers, like glowing off the walls, like all that stuff, like the atmospheric effects were just insanely stunning. But yeah, that was I my neighbors were definitely aware that I was like having a good time watching Star Wars because I was literally like jumping when we got towards the end of this. So, what was everybody's highlight of the show? I know the highlights going to be the last two episodes. So, outside of the last episode and a half, what was you guys' highlights? Because easily, yeah, the highlight that would win for everybody is what happens in the final episode and a half. But but outside of that, what did you guys dig? Like, I really like Marok. Like Marok gave me some Lord Starkiller vibes. Really liked how they did that character. Um, I really liked like him and Crow together. Like that was they were much more efficient inquisitors than we've had in a very long time. Like usually inquisitors suck, like and they have sucked a lot lately. Those were some inquisitors that were like, oh shit. Oh, that train fight was dope. Yes. And there was just so much like just animated lightsaber choreography. You're not wrong. Like really, Maul was really doing a great job of just his he wasn't pushing hard on his whole like bring her to the dark side because I think he knew she was already kind of there and he was just kind of giving her a little nudge, more or less, essentially what he did to Doc. A little force push in the right direction. So, what'd you guys think of like the side characters, like all the B stories and everything, like the Lawsons and stuff like that? Like, I even dug that. Like, they didn't overwhelm you with the B story. It was there, but it wasn't the main thing. And it was a good shift from what was going on with Maul, and it intersected enough to like keep it interesting. Because if it would have stayed off on its own, it would have got boring. But it kept kind of checking back in. So those were some cool characters. I'm excited because I mean Lawson is aware that Maul kind of screwed over Docky. So I feel like that's a season 2 plot line right there. But yeah, guys, that series was incredible. I even loved like I know Swoonsky wasn't a fan of the flashbacks, but Maul was doing some incredible acting in that. Like, I mean, Whitwer was just killing it, especially that whole bit that like at the beginning of the episode, like he's like, I hate you, and he like kicks the like reflection. And then later when he like goes through all that trauma, he's like thinking about all the stuff that like Sidious did to him. And then he's like, I'm sorry. And like he's like, I won't let that ever happen to you again. And he's just like, you get it. He becomes that sympathetic villain, or you get where he's at. Yes, exactly. Two boots, like getting the redemption was a huge like win for the Lawson story. I feel like if Two Boots would have stayed a douchebag, it would have killed that story. Him having that slight switch at the end, I think redeemed the whole Lawson story. Yeah, honestly, that's where like a lot of people I've heard it's like, oh no, it's a cartoon. I'm like, it's powerful. There is some stuff they're dealing with in that episode. Like it is animated amazingly. Like it is that show needs to win awards. So you're just trolling. Pfft, I don't know with you anymore, man. They were, dude. And even though it does kind of like rewrite the Darth Plagueis novel a bit, I like the fact that he's old enough to like feel that separation from his brother. That's going to add so much more to Maul that way than him just being taken away when he was a baby. Like I love that switch. Oh, he's like, oh, wait. I'm two boots. Yeah, he doesn't realize at any point until they tell him to take his stupid boots off. Okay, see, I've heard some theories too. Let's hear yours. I've heard that it's a poor narrator type deal. Like, don't trust the narrator. But yeah, that whole series was just, oh god, just haven't enjoyed like a Star Wars anything top to bottom that well in a long time. Like that was just so much fun. And now, guys, I think that we've kind of got those details out of the way. We need to talk about the big stuff. How did you guys feel when Vader was revealed? Like how when that moment when you heard what the heck went through your minds? Oh, okay. Okay. That is an interesting take. I haven't heard that one yet. I like it. That's a good one. Yeah, I hope we get more of like Talzin in season 2 also if they keep doing like flashbacks. I always love Talzin as a character. I like that just a different type of the force, like it's the magic force. Yeah, yeah. That's the one I've heard the most is just that's just how he remembers it. Like it's not really what actually happened. It's just how his brain is comprehending it. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of that's been the one I've heard the most is that you can't fully trust it. Okay, I gotta see this. See, that was the thing. When they initially did it, I was like, "Oh god, they're doing it." But I was also kind of like, "Oh man, they're going to cram Vader in to just this little corner of the season." Because so my original thought of how this was going to go was we weren't getting Vader at all in season 1. Like the Marok and Crow were the season 1 bosses and that they would fail. And then season 2 is Vader hunting. which seems like they're still doing, except they did such a better job at teasing you for season 2 because it makes you want season 2 way more now after getting that little bit. It was a better way to do it because, yeah, like, so is Rook dead? That is Rook dead? It's like, I don't think we have confirmation on that. It was something I kind of was wondering the whole time. I was like, did we lose Rook? They did it like they did a good job of Maul like still being overmatched because he needed Docky. Maul would have been gotten destroyed by Vader 1-on-1. Like that's the only reason why they held off Vader was because it was 2-on-1. And as soon as like he walked away, Docky was done. Yeah, like I really thought that I was like, I think Rook's dead. Like what a shitty end though. Like they made like if I had any beef, Rook was a pretty seminal character in that whole season. I mean, it is pretty dope she gets to be killed by Vader, but at the same time, just like someone's eye. Whoa! Yeah. Yeah. Maul just like he's smart. That's his biggest advantage in any of this is he's very meticulous. He has that Sith manipulative planning thing that he learned it from Palpatine. So he's thinking several steps ahead and he realizes this is a no-win scenario. But what it could be is an opportunity for me to get rid of Docky and basically make her fall to the dark side. Because yeah, that's the perfect setup. That's dope. Yeah, that scene because you first like I really thought they were about ready to fight some monster, which I was going to be upset about because when I thought like, what a weird turn, they're going to fight something now, like is like we're going to fight like a Rancor or something, and I really thought there was going to be some stupid monster that there was about ready to be fought here, and I was like, ah, we were so close to like landing this one. The Vader twist was the absolute best way to go. Because if it was anything else, it wasn't going to work as well. If he just would have fought the like Inquisitors to end that season, it would have been cool, but it wouldn't been like like that moment when Vader steps in, you're just like, oh God, it's happening. Like you've been waiting as a Star Wars fan since like Vader or since Maul did the whole double lightsaber thing in the episode 1 trailer, like see him fight Vader. And we finally freaking got it. And the fact that it sets up a whole season of Vader hunting Maul, good God. This is like this is the Force Unleashed 3. Because this is essentially what they would have been setting up, would have been Vader hunting Starkiller. And we're just getting it with different characters. We kind of got Lord Starkiller a little bit in Marok, because I really feel like Marok had some Lord Starkiller vibes to him. And the fact that he was voiced by Witwer as well. But getting Vader hunting like Maul, God, that's going to be awesome. No, he was the tease because we didn't roll. This was not the Maul Vader fight. This was the it's going to happen, guys. Like that's what it was. This wasn't the fight. Yeah, this was setting the table. Is essentially what we got here. And it was so perfect. Nothing said. That's exactly what they should have done. Vader didn't say a word. Like just menacing Terminator like he was in Rogue One. Like that's what he was, an unstoppable monster. And then the fact that we got Devin to turn, we got to see her like turn to the dark side, and it was like a true blue turn. Like you just see her when she's just sitting there like seething, and then she's like, "I'm ready." Like, which also kind of a Star Killer reference. Yeah, he didn't say a single word in this one. I think that's season 2, dude. I think season 2 is Vader hunting Maul. And I think with this one, they need to do a longer series. Like I really think we need like a 14 episode series. And I think we get like maybe a point where he has to take down where he, gets past Vader. Doesn't take him down, of course, but at least to get his final shot at Palpatine, because he's going to get one more shot at Palpatine. Like that's where this is all going. That is the full circle of Maul's story, is getting his revenge. So I mean, yeah, the end of the day, and that's why he goes back to that makes it all fit perfect, because that's why he goes back to his revenge with Kenobi, because he fails at getting his revenge on Palpatine. So then he's like, you know what? I'm getting Kenobi. Like that's what I originally meant to do. That I'm going back to that. So that makes it just flow so well. And I would love that. I would love the interaction between the two of them. I'm wondering who they get for Vader, because they've got a few animated voice actors. So that's going to be a big key on who they actually get to do Vader. I don't know. I feel like that would just leave such an empty thing, because they know he's out there now, and unlike the Jedi, because Palps doesn't give a crap about the Jedi being out there. He really doesn't. That's Vader's thing. Vader's the one that's obsessed with that. But Maul still being out there, that's a problem for Palpatine. So I mean, I feel like he would be pushing Vader to find him. And yeah, that also they do make it such a huge part of Darth Talon, or I mean, whatever she becomes, what we think is Darth Talon, is she wants revenge on Vader. So I mean, that just seems like that would just leave that story dead if they didn't do anything with that. So that's why I feel like Vader has to be an integral part of season 2, because it was such a huge part of her turning to the dark side, was wanting to kill him. I think the main deal is the Crimson Dawn, and I think he takes it over. But I think also Vader is hunting him. And that's kind of the same way the Inquisitors were hunting him. But Maul also had his like side story of trying to find an apprentice and everything. He has his Crimson Dawn story going on, but in the background, Vader is out there looking for him. So And if he's taking over a criminal syndicate, he's going to make a little bit of noise for the Empire. So I feel like that's going to be a part of the season. But if they do get a good voice actor for Vader, I think it'd be done really well. Hell, get Hayden in there. Get Hayden working with that James Earl Jones voice thingy that they used in Obi-Wan. But yeah, oh God, it was such a good series. And so what are we thinking about the lightsaber duel? We were super, we're all geeked about the Vader appearance, but Docky and Maul versus Vader. How was it? What do we think? Docky's got some skills. I was overlooking Docky this entire series. I'm like, Docky sucks, but he held his own in the duel. Didn't stand a chance against Vader 1-on-1, obviously, but well, that's just if they have plans to keep going. Now, absolutely, if the plan is to go past 2 seasons, yeah, save it. I'd be totally down with that, but I just don't know. Just based on how long series go these days, 3 would be a dream. Docky really held his own. I will give Docky his props. He didn't say it was one of those things where he did not stand a chance. Like Vader was going to shred him. Oh, that's right. That's right. He's not a Qui-Gon Jinn. Yeah. So he's definitely able to get to survive getting stabbed through the chest. Yeah. No, Docky's dead. His death means too much for him to actually still be alive. He was pretty sick though. I will give him that. And the dude that did the voice acting for Docky was pretty dope. Because Docky was getting on my damn nerves that whole series. I'm like, dude, you are the reason why everybody hates the Jedi. You are so just give uppy to everything. And it's annoying. But dude showed his merit down there at the end. Yeah, Swoonsky, we know the rules. He won't be able to eat dairy anymore, and that's just not a life anybody wants to live. Same. Yeah, honestly, his death meant something, really, and there's some people I'd be fine with them bringing back, but that's just because they were a kind of a big character and they had a bigger, longer story. Since we only really got one TV show, and for most part, didn't like the dude. It was when they were kind of running from the Empire where Docky kind of started saying something slightly more gray than he was saying the rest of the series. Oh, you're not wrong, Swinsky. But I think, you know, it just since his death actually did matter to the story, rather than just being something that they're like, oh, okay, well, this is how they lost, but we don't want to lose them in the series, so they survived. Because that's why they do it. They just need to figure out a way for the person to lose, but they don't want to take them out of the series. Docky's story is done. He's done his part to the story. Because I don't think we'll get Devin coming back to the light. Okay, guys. Okay, so we will mark this moment in time here. And if they bring him back, I will absolutely give credit where credit is due. If Docky comes back, I will say Swoonsky called this. They're not. They don't know what to do with that type of wound. Like they just kind of roll with it. Like it was like, okay, Qui-Gon got stabbed, and then the first time they did it, they're like, well, so somebody can survive. So yeah, like I will if they bring him back, I will give credit where credit is due. I hope it doesn't happen because I think the dude had a good ending to his story, but yeah, I see. I don't think they even know where they stand with it. Like they don't really know what kind of damage it does to a person. And the Inquisitor, honestly, when he had it done to him, he survives everything. I wouldn't even be freaking surprised if the Inquisitor was still freaking alive. Except we know he's a ghost, so I guess he is dead. Comics there, guys. he's a angry force ghost that's like trapped in the temple. But yeah. It is, it is, it is. It's kind of that way with a lot of continuity too. I mean, I'll at least hand it to Disney for trying to put it together in something that makes sense. Because before, I mean, I love all those crazy old comics and stuff, but the continuity back in the day was a mess. I mean, it crossed over each other. There was other things that contradicted other things. It was all over the place. It just sucks we lost some good stories out of it. And I do think they can reshape some of the old continuity. Like, I think they can take a lot of it and, rework it, but that's going to be up for them. I'm hoping Swootsky. That's honestly one of my biggest hopes for Celebration is, dude, if there is a video game panel and they announce a KOTOR remake, like, oh my god, dude, if we get actual gameplay. I haven't given up hope, guys. I still believe it could happen. But yeah, it was a fantastic series. Um, Whitwer was killing it. Like, dude is the man. Like, one of the best voice actors we have in all of Star Wars. And when it comes to that character, just nobody does it better than him. He had just emotion. He had just so much going on this season in his performance. There you go, Swoonsky. Just give up, buddy. That's all. I'm still hopeful because they never fully like nixed it. It's still technically there. I've heard that, but that's, I mean, I don't know. It feels weird to retcon like Star Wars at a movie scale, you know? Like, which given it's happened many, many times before. I give you guys the music scene in Return of the Jedi. But retconning an entire film, it seems like it works in comic books. It just seems like a lot in Star Wars. I don't know. I have a cat here because he heard me talking too much. That's true. People like me. He means us old trilogy geezers. But yes, guys, like I think I honestly I'm loving right now Dave at the wheel. And so does Oliver. Big fan of him at the wheel. But I think that we're going to see a lot here how this Mando movie goes. I think if they can knock it out of the park, the Mando movie, I think we should have pretty high faith in Filoni and what he's doing because he's batting pretty high at that point. And honestly, what it comes down to, I don't need something incredibly lore driven and like crazy in The Mandalorian. I just want to have fun. I just want a fun movie. Like that's what I really want. I mean, I don't think Ahsoka makes it out of season 2. I think she's going to become a force spirit, and then that's the end of her story. I think her story will meet its arc in the end of season 2. Because really, her story hasn't yet. They haven't tried to, but if you just ended her story, it really wouldn't have had that full circle moment. If she becomes the new daughter or Ahsoka the White or any of that stuff there, that is her story making its full-on conclusion. So yes, at that point, if he were to move on from her as a character, I would expect that. If he kept going at that point after her story did come full circle, then yeah, that's holding on too long. Well, yeah, but also where would the continuity be at that point? I mean, she might not actually even die. She just might become an entity that just kind of removes her from the story. So I mean, she might not he might have a way to like have his cake and eat it too, or he doesn't have to kill her. But he has a way to write her out of the story the same way, which would just be she just kind of transcends to that next level. Yeah, but honestly, George just really has something about wanting to kill that species. I mean, how many times did he murder Shakti? She just reminded him so much of Shock T, and he's just like, I gotta kill her. George didn't care. He's like, Order 66. Oh, you want to kill my kid too? Awesome. Like, yeah, like you could say that Ahsoka is like Filoni's figurative daughter. Lucas was straight up like, oh, pfft, go out there, buddy. Go jet. I might be gunned down by a squad of stormtroopers. But at the same time, a big difference is, Filoni, since he did Creator, that's if you're a Star Wars fan and you got to make your very own Star Wars character, that would be special. I get it. At the same time, like I get him wanting to hang on. Like that's the thing is I can't really judge because if I was given the opportunity to make my own Star Wars character, I would hang on to that one as much as I possibly could. Let go. Oh yeah, guys, definitely check out Orlando's stuff. He is a dope sound font creator. He just recently did a sick Maul font. Go check out his stuff. Yes, absolutely. Good shout out there, Alex. Yeah, but they're for your story. If it was one that you were literally creating for the continuity, like you may only ever get to do one. As far as like his brain goes, that may be the only one he ever gets to create. You do too. Go check him out, Swoonsky. Go check him now. This cat's gonna like cut my face off because he's upset that I'm not petting him. I do love that concept. What if Anakin was a gray Jedi? Might have to explore that for a Kyber Council. Yeah, he is now, but not originally. He was a guy who made a really sick animated show. I'm just saying, like, that's probably why he has a soft spot, is because that was his very first Star Wars character that he got to make, that to be in Star Wars. Like, that's pretty cool, dude. But that all came after. And Devin might just be his next one. Yeah, he's made all these now. But originally, he only made one. And then, I mean, there's a bunch of characters in Clone Wars that he created that came after her. But that was his first. He didn't know if he'd ever get to make any other ones. No, it's not that I don't think that he doesn't feel like he can make another one. I'm just saying I think he has a soft spot because that was such a seminal character. Oh yeah, I've been working with him too on a font. I've just been insanely busy at work. I haven't been able to finish it with him. We were working on a Han Solo lightsaber font that was really dope. He was doing a killer bang up job on it. I got to finish the accent swings. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what Filoni's doing. Like he's doing a great job so far. He's doing all the right stuff we want as Star Wars fans. I think Celebration is going to be his first big audition though. Like cuz all the stuff we're kind of getting now, this stuff was already going to be coming out before he took over. So this isn't really like his stuff fully. I mean, it's stuff he absolutely had the influence on. I mean, Maul, anything Clone Wars is definitely mostly his. Um, but a lot of it's kind of just leftovers from previous administration. Uh, so I think Star Wars Celebration, the announcements we get, the stuff we see out of that, that's going to be the first big kind of this is what the Filoni Star Wars stuff is going to be like. So I think that you're going to see a lot of cool video game stuff. I'm hoping. Um, I hope we get, I hope we get some more Knights of the Old Republic. I would love for him to bring that into continuity. I think a lot of the stuff we see at this thing, because a lot of the stuff, it's not going to be stuff like other than Starfighter, almost everything that'll be shown at that show will be 2027, 2028. I think because we had Maul. I think that's why we didn't get an animated thing for May the 4th this year. Because we didn't have anything like Maul before that. And we got, 2 episodes of Maul on May the 4th. The 2 best episodes, too. But yeah, I think what we see at Celebration is really going to kind of give us a good idea of what we have. Oh, yeah, but they do have a lot going on. Like, I mean, they have their platform kind of is Celebration as far as those big announcements. Um, but they also had Maul kind of like speaking for itself, and then they have all the stuff they're like, I mean, God, there's so much promotional stuff right now for Mandalorian and Grogu. I've never seen this. Probably since episode 1. Like this is probably the biggest like promotional push I've seen on a Star Wars movie since episode 1. Yeah, I don't think they really have anything yet because I mean they've kind of already have they released the date for Starfighter? Isn't it like May of next year? I just don't think they have dates to release yet. Because I mean, they literally they have 2 projects in the same month. Didn't we just get? I don't know if it was legit or not, but didn't we just get an announcement on season 2 of Ahsoka? Didn't we get a date? I thought I saw a date out there. That'll be a hard panel to get into. Well, that's all games, though, dude. Like, that's just one panel for them to have is just a bunch of game announcements. Like, some people don't play video games. I mean, they're wrong, but some people don't. That's definitely a panel I absolutely want to make sure I get in, though, is that video game panel. I feel like that's going to be a blast. If they announce the next Jedi game, dude, God. And I even forgot. What even was Eclipse? Wasn't it just like an open world Star Wars game or something? I don't even think they I don't think they know anything about what they're doing with Rey's movies or that next trilogy. I think that might be that I mean, it would be perfect if they were to drop that news at Celebration. I mean, what's the point of dropping it now? Okay, was Ubisoft working on that? No, it was another company, not Ubisoft. Because that EA deal was done, so a bunch of other companies were starting to do Star Wars games now. Oh, Naughty Dog's working on it? Well, Rivals makes money. That's why. Those games, they just print money. Games like that. I mean, you're not wrong. Look at like Star Wars 1313 and uh I'm blanking on it. What was the other one that got canceled? Oh, the Maul game. Yeah, the Maul game that got canceled. That Maul game was gonna be dope. But I'm really hoping we get something cool. I hope we get a third Jedi game. Like just some of the best lightsaber mechanics ever. Like so sick. So that I hope they keep up with that series. It would be dope to see a Knights of the Old Republic finally get some like other than just a little random teaser of Revan. I could totally see Battlefront 3 getting announced too. I really feel like that's on the horizon, Battlefront 3. Because I mean, once they fixed Battlefront 2, it was, I mean, it's still hugely popular. Tons of people are still playing it. Like, once they got like all that monetization crap disconnected from it, it became a very enjoyable game. So that's another game I'm hoping we get. I would love to see Eclipse though. Get that because I'm all for some Star Wars MMOs. Swoonsky, what now? What now? I'm not even putting it up on the screen. You're doing it all for no reason. Enjoy hitting your H's and A's. What is Captain Cynicism throwing a fit about now? I mean, you're not wrong. That's video games in general. Video games just never know how to get to threes. But I also know they are working on one, so Mass Effect. All trilogy of games from Star Wars? I thought you just said trilogy of games. I mean, yeah, they don't really do them. You're not wrong, but I mean, the stories, there's not a lot either that they really could have continued story wise. The Old Republic basically got killed by like development hell, so that's why that one never continued. Um, all the Nintendo games were just because there was just so many random. They, I mean, a lot of those Nintendo games were connected. You might be able to put a trilogy there with a lot of those Nintendo games. Like, how many Rendar games was there? Did Vader Immortal? Did it have a third? I think a lot of people are getting out of that VR stuff because I don't think it. I think it's just it's not working at a easy to access level. Yeah, I've never really checked. I've watched people play it though, just because I don't have a VR headset, so I just was curious how the story went with it, and I just watched other people play it. Oh yeah, and I'm glad it still does. It's just it's also visibly a very old looking game. Because I mean, they can't just change how SWTOR looks. They can't instantly just upgrade the whole game because then you lock out part of the player base. So yeah, like we could definitely use like an Eclipse type game where you got the modern graphics and everything, and it doesn't even have to be online. Honestly, I could do just fine with a Fallout style game. Let me go in an MMO, like I can do some NPCs. I'll be fine with that. More online stuff you put into it, the more problems. Ask Fallout. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Super Star Wars, dude. Those games. Yeah, I was gonna say like all of those Nintendo games back in the day, dude. Like look up all the games that like Dak Rendar was in. his stories were always connected. So yeah, I hope we get some dope video game announcements. I could see them making new stuff too. There we go. See, I remember back in my Nintendo 64 days that there was so many Star Wars games on that system. It's like I feel like there were some that were like connected that maybe didn't even have the same title, but they were still connected. But yeah, definitely excited about that. I'm hoping there is a season 2 of Maul panel. It definitely if there's a toy panel, like I absolutely gonna lose my mind if there's like a Lego or Hasbro panel. No. God, I can't wait till you start losing your hair. I had a great head of hair too in my 20s. Then my 30s happened. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, buddy. Enjoy it. That was a big dream of me and Swoon, absolutely. But we came to the realization how stupidly expensive it is to start something like that. We still have all the original designs and everything. We had one dude skip out on us with a prototype too. It was great. But I think it's a dream we've also still both kind of want one day. It just we know we're not really in the position to do it right now. And honestly, the manufacturing like world isn't really there for something like that yet because it is incredibly expensive to do. Yeah, we could just do drop ship sales, but what's the fun in that? If you have your own lightsaber company, why wouldn't you want to just design your own lightsabers? Yeah, Alex, it was we had some dope stuff, dude. But I mean, also, I will say, doing this, I mean, Swoonsky, me and him kind of, became closer friends because of it. And we met Dan, who was kind of our sabersmith in all of this. And um, so yeah, it had a lot of good with it. And I think it's something that we both definitely want to do someday once it becomes a more achievable goal. I mean, that's the thing. It's because it is incredibly expensive. Like once we started doing the real math, like it just doing it all yourself is insane. Like as far as a price. Um, so it is something that we would love to do one day. But yeah, there's a reason why so many people do the drop shipping thing. It's because it is way easier. It's way like the profit margin is just more in your favor from a business standpoint. You are not working with a good profit margin. I mean, maybe he does, but I mean, yeah. You just hate Big Saber. But yeah, we definitely had some really cool designs. We learned a whole bunch about like the inner workings of lightsabers, how to build them. Yeah, we see that's the thing. Swoonsky even had like a similar idea of doing 3D printed hilts and stuff. It's just I don't know how well it would go when people have like the metal option. I think they're great as an option on like a store because if you're like a family and you want to get like your kids a lightsaber, but you're like, I don't want to get them a big metal one because they'll probably like either break something because it's a big metal hilt or like it'll be too heavy for them maybe. The 3D printed option is dope. Like it's something like that. But then I also know that there is still that demand for the aesthetically pleasing, like metal hilts that make you feel like you're in there. But yeah, like we got a dude too that's just an insanely great 3D printer. He actually helped me make a Blade of Towson replica. He did the whole thing 3D printer too. So yeah, insanely talented dude. If you guys ever want to check out his stuff, Boken. I know it's Boken. Hold on, let me get it. Let me get it right. I want to make sure he gets shouted out correctly here. Always like to shout my friends out. Boken's Jedi Outpost. There we go. Want to make sure I said it right for him. But yeah, guys, check out his stuff. He's got a lot of cool things. He builds a lot of customs. He builds really sick like lightsaber boxes to like keep your like grail sabers in. He makes some like even the cool like wall panel stuff if you really want to get super crazy with your like immersive rooms. Yeah, definitely check out his stuff. Oh, very nice. Yeah. Yeah, because that is the thing too about 3D printed plastics. Is it isn't as durable as standard plastic just because of it's plastic that's being created. It's and a lot of the chemicals that they use to make plastics more durable. Not really safe to be melting and stuff in a house. So yeah, like that's always a concern I've heard too, is just the durability of 3D printed stuff. But that's a good workaround there is to be able to kind of encase it. Speaking from a guy that watched this lightsaber get dunked into a cup of Coke at a baseball game the other day. It was Star Wars Day. You're like, why the hell do you have a lightsaber at a baseball game? It was Star Wars Day. We were allowed to bring them. Nothing is more sick than going to a baseball game with a freaking lightsaber. And I got to test out my lightsaber sound font that's Cincinnati Reds focused. Had the blaster effects are the sound of a bat hitting a ball, so you can actually swing the lightsaber and just hit the button as you're swinging. They go. But yeah, guys, does anybody got any questions? Anything at all? If not, probably gonna wrap it up here soon. If you're wondering anything, I'll stay. I'll chill. I got anything better to do tonight? Really, I don't. I'm lame. Oh, dude, same. We would love to make them come to life too, because maybe sometime I'll share a few of the ones me and if it's okay with Spoonsy, because he also is the 50% CEO, so I can't just really be showing off stuff like that unless he's okay with that. But but yeah, we had some cool concepts. I mean, we had stuff that were even outside the box of like Star Wars stuff, like some just really cool lightsaber ideas. Hopefully, we get to do it one day. Because some of them, honestly, they do need the metal. There's a few of them that are just that crazily designed that, yeah, you kind of need the metal on some of them because some of all the attachments and things that we did with them. Plus, a lot of the sabers we worked with, we were doing a lot of things with the newest Profi chip, and so we were doing a lot of sabers with the digital screens. And I knew that was kind of giving us a lot of issue too in like the 3D hilt design, printed design. More just things that can break, essentially. Yeah, I love that new board, but we're still kind of figuring it out as far as like people that love lightsabers. It has a lot of potential, but people are still kind of figure out what you can do with it. It's exciting because I mean the digital screen, I feel like that's going to be a huge leap in like lightsaber usability. Like I feel like a lot of people that were maybe turned off by lightsabers before because like all these things are complicated. Having that digital screen on there, being able to like see your settings in real time, being able to change stuff like that from a screen, I feel like that's going to bring a lot of people into that hobby that weren't in there before because it's going to feel a lot more approachable than it used to. So I feel like this is going to be a huge like leap forward in like as far as stuff like that goes. Just hopefully the bigger companies need to start taking on to it because right now like the two big boys they've kind of stayed away from it like TXQ and LGT. Um, so a lot of the sabers you see on the market they're just not really doing stuff with it yet. So a lot of them need to kind of get on board for that, really to kind of hit its potential. But yeah, guys, I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna hop off here, get me some dinner. Just try to do some more of these, just kind of little hangout ones. We just kind of discuss certain things. Um, that way, if I don't get a guest going, we can still, talk a little bit, discuss some stuff. We got the Mandalorian coming up, so I'm sure we'll get some discussions up with that as well. But appreciate y'all. It's been real as always. And you guys have a great rest of your nights. Take care, everybody.